Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to make a bracelet using some products from Sam's Bead Box. So first of all, the encouraging word for today is be the reason someone smiles today. I hope that I can be the reason somebody smiles. That would be good. All right, so Sam's Bead Box was just gorgeous this month. We had these beautiful table cut red. They're just stunning. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful beads. I like table cut anyway. I'm a fan of that. We had these really pretty Egyptian looking column type beads. We had these really cute little tohos in rose gold and these little check spacers, and then these really pretty ripple beads. And so that's what we're using today. And as you can see, I've already strung some of them up, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You're going to need those. I have some jump rings here in a rose gold color, and I'm going to use them to make an extender. And somebody asked me on one of my other videos why I did this instead of just using chain, and I just like them. They're very pretty. They've got this fancy kind of finish on them, and so I just like to use them. I have a whole big bunch of them, and I like to use them to make some extender. It's just a fancy way to finish it. You're going to need some ball head pins, and I have some here in rose gold. You're going to need some regular head pins, which I have again in rose gold. You're going to need your table cut beads. I think I'm going to be using, I don't know if I'm going to use all 5, probably am. And then you're going to need these ripple beads, the Egyptian looking column beads, and then the little tohos and the little spacers. You will need a clasp. I'm using a lobster. No, you know what? I'm not using that. Never mind. I lied. You will need a bail. Now, I'm going to try this out. Okay, so I've got some 2mm, or no, is this 1.5? This is 1.5mm leather. I get this leather from Antique Cord, and I really like them. And we're going to finish this bracelet off in a sliding, kind of a different thing that I've done before. So I'm going to try this. And to do it, I needed one of these, and I wasn't sure which one. It's got to fit 4 pieces of the leather, and it needs to fit it fairly tight. This one is kind of like flat, and I think would work. And I may end up using it. So we'll see. But I have some different size bails here, and I'm not sure which one's going to work. Well, we're going to give it a try. Okay, so I think that's everything, and your jewelry tools, of course. So what I've done is I have created little links out of these table cut beads. And the important thing to remember with these links is that both of your loops need to face the same direction. So by that, and I'm going to close this guy up. I just noticed he's really open. By that I mean that, how do I explain this? You don't want one laying this way and the other laying this way. So you don't want one horizontal, one vertical. You want them both horizontal on all of these, okay? Or both vertical, however. But they just need to all be laying the same way. And then we're going to use some jump rings in between here, okay, like this. And we're going to be making some dangles. So we're going to do a column bead on one side, a ripple bead on the other, and then a couple of these little guys just like this. So I'm going to lay this out the same for all of these, except for I'm alternating. So if the column bead's on this side on this one, it's going to be on this side on this one. The ripple bead's going to be on this side. And then see how this guy is on this side of the ripple bead here? We're going to put him on that side of the column bead there, this side of the ripple bead here. And I'm just trying to give it a little, you know, pizzazz, or just a little change up in the, you know, not have everything on the same all over. So like I'm going to do my ripple bead over here, my little bead on this side, and then over here I need a column bead and my little guy over here. Okay, so I have created loops, wrapped loops for all of these, and I have created just using my eye pins for these table cut beads. So what I did is I took my eye pin, put it in here, created a loop. I'm not sure I want to go another one. I may just stay with that 4, so I'm not going to do another one of those, but I am going to make another one of these column beads because this one that I had was chipped. So here's how I do that. I take my ball head pin, put my bead on here, and I've been put one of these little red spacers on top. Now this I'm going to do a little different than the normal wrapped loop, and the reason for that is I don't have much room left. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round nose pliers, if I can find them, and I'm just going to make a coil. Okay, so I just roll this just like this, and it essentially makes a split ring, and it's just a secure way. I like to wire wrap ball head pins because I feel like they will come loose very easily. But if you roll it in a coil like that, it tends to be a lot more secure. So that's how I did those tall ones. These and these I just wrapped like a regular wrapped loop. Okay. All right. So here's what we've got. Now, do I want to add on? I do need to add another ring on either end because I've got to have something to hook my leather to. So I don't think I'm going to do any more dangles. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're going to hook all this together now. And to do that, I'm just going to open this guy right up. I'm going to hook him right onto this ring. Now these are actually jump rings that open. So I didn't really have to open him. I could have opened the jump ring. But one thing that I want to do is make sure that the jump ring lays flat. So these little loops on these table cut guys are going to have to be vertical, okay? So on this one, you know what? I'm liking to open these better than opening the jump rings. I'm gonna have to open the jump ring to put the dangles on though. So I guess it doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as you get it all hooked together. So I'm making sure that this is closed up really good. And I'm just going to hook my whole bracelet together, the main part, before I put the dangles on, and then we'll do them in just a second. But this is not wanting to close. Close up, close up, close up. Okay. So as you can see, when this is laid flat on the table, the little loops are vertical. My jump rings are horizontal. Okay, that's kind of how it's going to have to be. Because when we get all this put together and we put our leather on, we want our table cut beads to lay flat on our arm. So we need the loops in the table cut beads to be vertical and the loops in the jump rings to be horizontal. So just lay it out that way on your table, and then when you put it together, it should be just fine. Now this jump ring's already open a little, so I'm just going to go ahead and slide it right in here. It is easier to do it this way for sure. Slide it right in there. I just want to get the main body of my bracelet hooked together before I put the dangles on, and I may even put the dangles on with little jump rings, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to do them like this. Okay, this one. So if you're interested in Sam's bead box, I will have links in the description box below this video. It's all check glass and gemstone. It's a beautiful box. It really is. Every month he just outdoes himself, I feel like. I think, oh, it can't get any better next month, and then it does. So it's beautiful. This time was Ancient Ruins theme, and it's just absolutely a stunning box. He's done a lot of ocean themed boxes. No, Sadie, quit. Quit. She's barking. Well, I'm sure you can hear that. I don't know why she's barking. There's nothing out there. Nobody out there. Sadie, you're interrupting my video. Stop it. Stop. Stop. She's laying on her bed here behind me. Don't make me stop my video. Don't make me do it, Sadie. Okay. And we're going to just hook this last ring on. Don't do it. Don't make me, Sadie. Why are you barking? Okay. Put this on here. And we're going to close that right up. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that all of my rings are laying flat. There they are. See them? They're all flat. That's just exactly what we want. All right. Now, do I want to put these on with little jump rings? I do, I think. It's going to make them dangle better. It really is. So let me grab little jump rings. Probably little 6mm. Let me see what I have here in rose gold. I don't have a heck of a lot of rose gold stuff. So let's see what we got. I do have some little 6mm ones, and they're kind of a weird rose gold shade. Let's see. I've also got those. I think I'll use these others, these little ones. I wish I had some 4s. 4s would be better. Let me make sure I don't. I do in the weird shade. I have 4mm. I think that's called KC gold, actually. You know what? It's not really that different than the rose gold, and I don't have any 4mm in the more orangey rose gold shade. I don't think. Let me look back here. No, I have like 3mm, but that's not gonna work. It needs to be a little bit bigger than that and thicker. Okay, what am I gonna do? Do I want to use those? Honestly, I don't think those are that big of a difference. I think that they would be fine. So I'm going to go with these little 4mm kind of KC gold colored ones. And we need 4 for each ring. So we got 4 there. 1, 2. We need 2 per side. So there's 4 there. There's 1, 2. 4 there. 2. Oops. And 4. And you know what? I'm not sure I wasn't going to put any on those because that's where the leather's going to go. All right, so let's get this ball rolling here. What I'm going to do is I am going to take a jump ring. These are so little. And I am going to put my long dangle. Whoops. I'm going to put my long dangle on. I'm just doing it on the side closest to me because it's easier to start that way. And I'm kind of lazy today. I don't know why. It's been a very lazy day. I should be using my chain station. That would help me with this for sure. But like I said, I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to pull it out right now. It's been one of those days. Okay, make sure these are closed up really good. Okay, so a long guy on there. Then we're going to do a long guy over here. I don't know why I laid all those out like that. That was really going to get on my nerves. Now you get back over here where you belong. Okay, now we're going to put this other long one over here. I best make sure this is closed though, since I'm hooking these on with jump rings and not opening it back up. These jump rings, these patterned ones they're so pretty. They're so thick. They're very hard to open and close. Okay. Let's go with this guy right here. And it does matter. I mean, if you want to do a different pattern, by all means. But if you want the same pattern that I'm doing, it does matter which side of these rings you put on because they're going to be stuck on this side because of your links hooking on. So what I mean by that is we've got these links right here. So if you hook this on here, it's not going to go past that. So you want to, you know, if you want the same pattern that I'm doing, you need to hook them on the right sides, okay? I hope that made sense. It did to me. All right. And we're going to go right in here. So there we have our little long ones. Now we're going to do our other ripple beads. So I'm just doing them opposite of my long beads. So they're going on the other side of these jump rings. Just like this. I'm going to lay this all back out here and make sure that it's correct. Shouldn't have picked it up, but I did. Okay, so we got a ripple bead there. We're going to put a ripple bead on this other side. Right here. I didn't want to do a massive amount of dangles on this bracelet, but I wanted it to, I just thought these were kind of cute hanging on these rings. And then we're going to use the leather. It's going to be cute too, the way we use the leather. I'm hoping it works out. And then we're going to put this one on over here. Okay. And now I'm just going to alternate these small dangles. So as you can see, these are alternating just like that. And I'm going to do the same with the small dangles. So on this one, I'll show you what I mean. I just totally opened that jump ring the wrong way. This one I'm going to put on this side of the big bead. Whoops. Does take some coordination to work with these little old jump rings. They are so tiny. All right, so we're going on this side of this big bead right here. No, we're not. See, the chain station would have been a good thing. I'm going to get a different jump ring because this one is, I've mutilated it. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. Behave. I'm just going to take you out of the project if you don't behave. Okay. So put this one on. Now look, he's going to be very good because he saw what happened to the other one. Okay. There's that. Now on the other side, I'm going to do the little dangle on this side. Again, totally a design choice. You can do it however you want. This is just the way that I'm doing it. And it totally makes sense to me, but you don't have to do it that way. Okay? So then when it lays out, it's going to look like that. Okay? Same thing on these two. So this one, since I went on that side, I'm going on this side. I've had more trouble with jump rings. I think I just don't get a good grip on my pliers. That's my problem. I just don't, but I have had more trouble lately with jump rings, closing and unclosing them. Just gonna lay all this back out so I can see what I got. I know it's time consuming to do that, but I feel like it's kind of important because you want to get it right. And that's what I've got. Okay. And again, I could pull out my chain station. I should have. I didn't think about it. I kind of forgot I had it until just a minute ago because it's new. I haven't had it for very long. Okay, and on this one, we're going to go opposite. Okay, and the last two. And I will link the video using the chain station if you would like to see it. It is a pretty cool thing. I'm going on this. Let's see, I did this side on that one. Let's go this side. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. And it does make dangling or putting dangles on bracelets and necklaces way easier. You can see what you're doing so much better. So I'll link that video if you guys want to watch it. You can see what the chain station is, and you may want one. I don't know. If you do 1,000,001 dangles a week like I do, you probably will. But I don't think everybody does so many dangles all the time, but I do. Okay. All right, so there we have it. There's our little middle section. Now we're going to take our leather, and this is where I have to kind of decide how long I want this to be, and you do too. So hold on, let me pick up these jump rings because I'm getting them stuck on my arm, and then every time I move my arm, they're going in the floor. So let me just get them back in their container. Okay. I think those KC Gold ones look fine on there. You can't really tell. Okay. Okay, so here's the leather. Now, let me pull out my thingy here. So what I have right now is 4.5 inches. My wrist is about 6.5 inches, so I can't go very far. I just need a little bit of leather on either side. I'm going to cut this piece doubled over to be 5 inches, okay? Because we're going to loop it through, and then it's got to have some little tails. So 5 inches doubled over, so 10 inches total. That's what I'm doing. And you have to obviously make this to fit your own wrist. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a lark's head knot. I'm just going to take these through here, through the ring. And then I'm taking the leather through itself, pulling tight. Just like that. We're going to do that on the other end as well. So taking these through and pulling our leather. Pulling it tight. Okay, and there's what we have. Now what I want to do is I want to take my piece of my bail. I'm going to take these two pieces of leather right here, and I'm going to cross through it this way. Then I'm going to take my other two pieces of leather, and I'm going to cross through it this way. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Let's put it that way. And I think it will work. So we're just going to go right through the other way with these two pieces. Now that one's going. Let's see if I can get the second one through. And you may have to, if you have to take your plier and grab it to pull it through, you can. I may have to take something and kind of poke it through. But you do want it to be tight. You don't want it to be loose. So what do I have? Here I have a head pin. Let's see if I can poke it through with that head pin. You can always trim the end, like if you're gonna get the end messed up a little bit, you can trim it, but we just need to get it through there. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is pretty tight, so that's good. I'm going to pull it to where it's kind of in the middle like this. Now, when I put this on, it has to be able to go over the biggest part of my hand. And then once I get it on over here, I can tighten it. It's a slider. And so you do need it to be fairly, I'm using my teeth because Chris just went outside. You do need it to be fairly tight there, to be able to stay in your slider. So what you could do, this is a very flat bail. I don't know. I've never seen one really this flat, and I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if somebody flattened it somehow. But you could take your pliers and you could flatten out a bail. Okay, so take this guy, grab your pliers, and just strong arm it and flatten him. I'm looking for a pair of pliers big enough. You may have to go borrow some out of a toolbox. But like if I take this and just kind of flatten it, I can bend that in. That's a bail making plier. That ain't going to do it. But yeah, I could bend this in some with like some stronger pliers. So yeah, I would have to go get some like out of Chris's toolbox. But whoops, and I broke it. But it would work if you had some better pliers than these. Also, another thing that you could do You could use a large hole bead. You could take and go through this a couple of times. So say you wanted to do more than just double your leather over, you could use 2 strands on here if you had a bigger, thicker thing like this one. This one may have worked. Not sure. Another thing that would work is if you had some silicone caulking and you wanted to coat the inside of this, say take a paintbrush and coat the inside of that with some silicone caulking and let it dry, and then that would, you know, fill that in a little bit. That's another thing you could do. So there are multiple, you know, ways that you could make this happen. But what we're going to do is we're going to tie an overhand knot in the end of each one of these. Do I want to put a bead on there? I don't think I do. I think I like it just plain. And we are going to put a dangle on here. So we're just going to tie an overhand knot here. So there's one. I'm going to do it in each one. And that's just going to keep this from sliding out. You know, when you're opening and closing it, it's not going to slide out through the bail. Trying to think of what else you could use there. I don't know. There's probably other things. Maybe a small, if you had a small ring, that would work. Like a small closed soldered ring would work. A large hole bead would work. Like a large hole spacer bead. Just anything that'll put your 4 pieces of leather in there kind of firmly and hold them will work. Well, I was going to say you could wire wrap, but I don't think wire wrapping would be the best. Okay, so there's my 4 little knots, okay, in there. And now this will slide back and forth. I can open and close it just like this. And I'm going to make a little dangle to hang on there because I think it would be cute. So we're going to actually use that. And let's see here. I'm going to use this eye pin. Do I want to use an eye pin? I think I do. I could put another little dangle on the end of it. These, or I could make a head pin. I think I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to, here, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to make a little wrapped loop. Okay, with this guy. So we're going to go bend 90 degrees, go up and over, and around. I didn't go around very good, did I? Look at that. That's really bad. Let's go around better. There we go. Grab him. Now, yeah, that'll open. I don't need to do it right now. Go ahead and wrap. So I'm just going to take it, wrap around a few times. Okay, you can either tuck it in or trim it. I try to tuck it in a lot of times, but it wants to spin on me, so I usually end up trimming it. So that one tucked. Okay, just going to hook him on the end of here on this eye pin. So we got a little dangle there. Cute. Make sure that's tucked in good. I don't want it catching on my clothes. It really isn't. Let me trim it. There we go. That's better. Okay, then we're just going to take this guy and we're going to make a wrapped loop with him as well. So 90 degrees. This one we're going up and over, rotate the pliers up, come around, and we're just going to insert this right on here and make a wrapped loop. So you put it right on there like that. You go ahead and grab it here with your plier. Okay, and then we're just going to wrap this. Okay. What did I do? I broke it. Why in the world did that break off of the bottom of that? That's weird. Oh, Lord. All right, so let me just tell y'all, this stuff happens to me too. I don't know if it happens to you, but that shouldn't have broken the eye pin. That's silly. Now I can't get it off of there. Crazy thing. I gotta make another one. Great. And now I've got now I got wires stuck in here. We may have to go to plan B. Unbelievable. These things always happen to me. And they happen on camera, of course. So, you know, I'm going to leave them. Why not? You guys got to see that it don't always work out perfect for me either. Let me see what I can do with this. So if this happens to you ever, which it probably won't, I think these things just really happen to me. Maybe they don't happen to you. What I would do is try to poke it out with this head pin, but that does not seem to be working. It is lodged in there, like, okay. Can't get a grasp on that end. It's too teeny. I don't even think my beading awl is small enough to help that situation out. I can't even find it. Where's my beading awl? I have my hand drill here. My problem is I would poke a hole in myself, you know. Okay, so let me see. No, the beading awl is not even going to help me here. And I'm going to end up cracking the bead, which isn't really going to matter if I can't use it, right? Trying to grab onto that. Can't get it. Stand by, people. This is this is life. This is what happens. So stand by. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this works out. Okay. I have no way to get this piece of stuff out of here. Maybe a bead reamer will work. I don't really have one accessible at the moment. And my little crimping pliers won't even grab onto that. So we will not be using that bead. I think it's raining outside now. Okay, let me get this off here. Daggone. I've never had a head pin break like that on the loop part where you've already opened it and closed it and you're done. Crazy. Let me go ahead and get that off. All right. So now I'm going to use this guy. Yes, I am. And I'm going to put a couple little red beads on either end here. That's really a bummer. I would like to have used that table cut bead on there, because what else am I going to use it on? I've only got one left. Oh well. So let's go ahead and wrap again. Up and over and around. Go ahead and put it on here. If anything else breaks, I'm going to rage quit this project, okay? Just saying. Just warning you all. I'm going to flip the table and just rage quit. Alright. Let's wrap this around. But at least you get to see that it don't always work perfect for me either. In fact, most of the time it doesn't. I like to leave it in there. Bloopers, whatever you want to call it. There it is. Alright, so I just wrapped around a couple of times there. It's not really a beautiful wrap. I'm like kind of over it at this point. Let's just say. I'm about done with this project. Gonna tuck that a little. Now, let's see if we can open this without breaking it. I don't know if these are like brittle head pins or eye pins or what, but go in there and close you up. Are you okay? I think you are. Okay. What am I going to do with you? I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him. I'm going to have to get maybe a strong piece of wire and try to poke that out without, like, you know, injuring myself somehow. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? There it is, sticking out the other end, just sharp enough to be dangerous. I don't have anything tiny enough, really. I have an X-Acto knife over here. I can just see my mom going, don't do that. Do not poke an X-Acto knife in that hole. Here's my hand drills, all of my hand drill bits. Maybe one of these would work to get that out. What do y'all think? These are tiny. Watch me poke it in there and it break off in there too. That probably will happen. Okay, let me see. I feel like this is not wise. I feel like it's not. All right. Yeah, don't know. Okay, not going to do this on camera though, because if I do manage to poke my eye out, I don't really want it to go viral on YouTube. Okay, so here we have it. This is cute, if you can manage to make it without, you know, all this stuff happening. So just put it on. You open that little slider up, you put it on. Like I said, I have to use my teeth because Chris is outside and is not in here to help me. But yeah, it's super cute, and you can wear it, you know, you could wear this little piece on top, or you could flip that over and wear the little dangles on top. So it did work out, you know, eventually. But anyway, that is a little slider clasp bracelet using some leather and a bail. So I've never used a bail to make a slide clasp like that before, but it actually works pretty good. This one does. So if you can find a flat bail, if you can find a large hole bead that would work, I mean, really, probably a large hole bead would work just fine as well. But yeah, pretty cute, don't you think? I like it. I think it turned out really cute. And so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All of my videos are not really like this, I promise, to anybody that's new. I mean, really, they're not. Randomly they are, but not all the time, not consistently. So yeah, if you can stand me, please subscribe to my channel, and I am going to get off here and probably go like zen out somewhere for a few minutes. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you. Oh, check out Sam's bead box. Let me say that. That's kind of important. Yeah, check out Sam's bead box. He is the one that has all these wonderful beads that I'm working with today. I will put links in the description box below this video, and I do have a $5 off coupon code. It is Wendy, and that will get you $5 off of your first month's box. And Sam I mean, I have a whole playlist of his unboxings. They're amazing. So anyway, check him out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.